What if I told you you could have a federal criminal charge pending against you right now and have absolutely no idea? No public database would show it. No lawyer could simply look it up. The charges would remain completely hidden until federal agents come knocking on your door. That's exactly what a sealed indictment is. And today I'm going to explain everything you need to know about them. I'm Michael Lowe, a Dallas criminal defense attorney and former felony prosecutor. I've been on both sides of these cases. I know how the government builds them, and I know how to fight them. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a sealed indictment? A sealed indictment is a formal criminal charge that a federal court keeps secret. Under Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 6E4, a U.S. magistrate judge can order an indictment to be sealed after a grand jury returns it. Once sealed, the court clerk locks it away. Nobody can know it exists. Not the public, not even the person named in the indictment. The only exception is for people who need to issue or execute an arrest warrant. So here's the million-dollar question. Can you find out if you have a sealed indictment? The short answer is not easily. Some people think you can log into Pacer and find sealed indictments there. Pacer is the federal public court record system that most lawyers use to track their cases. But here's the thing. Sealed matters are completely invisible even on Pacer. You cannot see them. No lawyer can directly look them up. The only reliable way to confirm whether a sealed indictment exists is through direct communication with the U.S. Attorney's Office or a federal U.S. magistrate. But you should never do that without talking to a lawyer first. If you do have a sealed indictment pending, contacting prosecutors directly without an attorney could make your situation much worse. An experienced federal defense attorney can sometimes make discreet inquiries. And in some cases, we can even arrange for voluntary surrender if charges do exist. That's much better than having agents show up at your home or workplace. Now, let's talk about the warning signs. How do you know if federal authorities might be investigating you? There are several red flags you need to watch out for. First, a search warrant was executed on your property, your home, or your office. Second, a search warrant was executed on a friend or family member's property and the affidavit names you as the suspect. Third, you received a target letter from the U.S. Attorney's Office. A target letter is a formal notice that you're the focus of a federal investigation. Fourth, someone you know has been indicted and they tell you you're being investigated too. Fifth, you receive a grand jury subpoena for business records, medical records, or other documents. Sixth, the U.S. Marshal visited your home, a family member's home, or your workplace looking for you. Seventh, you were stopped by law enforcement, you were searched, and they found evidence of a crime, but they didn't arrest you. Maybe they found a large amount of cash. Eighth, federal agents came to your home or workplace wanting to talk to you. If any of these apply to you, it's time to call a lawyer. Just because you're being investigated doesn't mean a sealed indictment already exists, but you need to take it seriously. So why does the government seal indictments in the first place? The most important reason is the element of surprise. The government likes to make unexpected arrests. Sometimes they're hoping the shock will lead to a confession. Other times they want to seize your phone before you can delete evidence in it. A judge will agree to seal an indictment when the prosecutor shows a legitimate need. Our federal system operates on the principle that criminal cases should be public record. So to block public access, prosecutors need good cause. That might include concerns that suspects or witnesses might flee, evidence might be destroyed or tampered with, or that witnesses or undercover agents might be endangered. Sealed indictments are especially common in cases involving drug trafficking, human trafficking, organized crime, white-collar crime, and sex trafficking. How long can a sealed indictment stay sealed? Typically, it remains sealed until the person is brought into federal custody. In most cases, it gets unsealed at the initial appearance before the U.S. magistrate. But both sides can agree to keep it sealed longer if the circumstances warrant. Now, let me tell you about the defense challenges these cases create. The longer someone doesn't know about the charges against them, the longer they have to wait to start building their defense. That secrecy is a significant strategic advantage for the government. Sealed indictments also delay defense access to prosecution evidence, documents, data, witness testimony. Some federal investigations go on for years. The case files can be enormous. The longer the secrets are kept, the more prosecutors have to build their case. and the less time the defense has to catch up. I often work with families whose loved one has been arrested by the U.S. Marshal on a sealed warrant. At first, all they know is that there was an arrest, no case number, no details. Working together, I can usually get case information we need to prepare for the detention hearing. Safeguarding your constitutional rights cannot begin a moment too soon. So here's my advice. If you have reason to believe you're under federal investigation, don't wait. If you're worried a sealed indictment might exist, don't wait. An experienced federal criminal defense attorney can help you understand your options. We can make discreet inquiries where appropriate, and we can begin preparing your defense immediately. As a former prosecutor, I understand how the government builds these cases, and I know how to challenge them effectively. If you'd like to discuss your situation, my contact information is in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if you have questions about federal criminal defense. I'm Michael Lowe. I'll see you in the next video.